Hey there, survivors. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment. And if you'd like to support the release of new stories, consider following me on Patreon. More supporters means more new videos. Now, let's get started. I have a tied dog waste bag hooked around 2 fingers. My phone is at 8%. And the hallway light behind the glass door is flickering the same way it has flickered every evening since the landlord promised to replace the fixture. The brick steps smell faintly of rain, old leaves, and cigarette smoke from Mr. Coyle in 1B, who sits out here every afternoon with an empty coffee can beside his chair. The chair is folded now. The coffee can is still there, half full of butts and wet ash. "Come on, buddy," I mutter, shifting the mail under my arm. "I am done. You are done. We are going upstairs." Buster does not move. He is a broad, low mutt with a grey muzzle and bad manners around squirrels. I adopted him after the divorce, or maybe he adopted me. The shelter called him a shepherd mix because shelters need labels. He has thick black fur over his shoulders, brown legs, one torn ear, and a way of staring at a closed door until a grown man feels judged by an animal that eats napkins when left alone. He usually pulls me toward the building after our walk because dinner waits inside. Food matters to Buster. Routine matters more. Tonight he refuses the routine. The glass door is 10 feet ahead. My building, Fairview Court, is 4 stories of old brick and narrow halls, built before anybody cared about soundproofing. 1 front entrance, a back exit by the laundry room, basement storage cages under the 1st floor, mailboxes in a little lobby where the floor tiles have lifted near the radiator. I know every complaint in the place, because the walls carry voices through plaster and pipe gaps. Buster lowers his head. I hear traffic on Mercer Avenue, a distant horn, a bus pulling away from the curb with its brakes whining. Normal city noise. A garbage truck clanks 2 blocks over. Somebody laughs from an open window across the courtyard. "Nothing in front of me," explains the dog. Inside. I give the leash a small pull. Buster pulls back harder. His collar tightens against his neck. He does not whine. He does not bark. He makes a low sound that starts deep in his chest and stays there. His ears flatten. His eyes lock on the glass door. I turn and look through the smudged pane. The lobby is empty. The mailboxes are closed. The elevator door is shut. The stairwell door, painted brown and chipped around the handle, is half open. That is not unusual. People prop it with delivery boxes all the time, even though the landlord sends emails about fire safety. A yellow flyer lies face down on the mat. The old radiator knocks once. "Buster." Enough. He backs down 1 step, pulling the leash across my shin. I step toward him, annoyed now, tired in that dull after-work way that makes small problems feel personal. I spent the day stocking shelves in a hardware store, while customers argued over generators they did not need yet. At least that is what I thought when I left work. People had been buying batteries, bottled water, heavy plastic sheeting, and portable radios. The manager joked about storms. Someone else mentioned the hospitals being busy. I ignored most of it because people panic over everything now, and I had rent late fees sitting on the kitchen counter. I do not want another problem from the only creature in my life who usually keeps things simple. I reach for his collar. Buster jerks backward. The leash snaps tight. The old clasp at his collar gives with a small metallic crack, and the loop of nylon whips through my hand. For half a second, Buster stands free on the 2nd step, staring at me. Then he turns and runs. "Hey." He cuts across the sidewalk, paws, skidding on wet leaves, and shoots through the gap between the hedge and the parking lot fence. "Buster." The waste bag slips from my fingers and lands near the mat. My mail scatters against the steps. I grab the broken leash and chase him. He crosses the parking lot behind Fairview Court, moving low and fast past the dented blue sedan that has not moved since January, past the dumpsters, past the sign warning tenants not to leave furniture outside. I follow, slipping once on loose gravel near the drain. My apartment key digs into my palm. I shove it into my jacket pocket and run harder. Buster reaches the alley behind the building, and stops only long enough to look back. "Come here." He turns away from me and keeps going. A woman carrying a laundry basket steps out of the rear door and almost drops it when Buster darts in front of her. It is Gloria Bellamy from 2C, grey hair pinned up, slippers on her feet. One of those quilted housecoats she wears, no matter the weather. "Is that your dog?" "Yeah, sorry, he broke loose. He nearly took my knees." "Buster," I shout again. He disappears past the row of garages behind the next building. I should stop and call him properly. I should kneel, soften my voice, make the little click with my tongue that usually works. Instead, I run after him angry, because anger is easier than admitting the night has slipped out of my hands. The alley opens into a service lane between apartment buildings. Streetlights throw pale circles over trash bins, broken pallets, and the back of a small strip mall that faces Mercer Avenue. There is a nail salon, a check-cashing place, a smoke shop, and a little market with a green awning. Behind it sits a squat maintenance shed used by the property company for snow shovels and bags of salt. The door is locked with a chain. The ground around it is muddy from a leaking hose bib. Buster is not there. I stop beside the shed and scan under parked cars, behind the dumpsters, along the fence line. "Buster, come on, man. I am not doing this." A siren starts somewhere west of Mercer Avenue. Then another one joins it. Not close, not far. The sound moves in the wrong direction for a traffic crash on the boulevard. I pull out my phone, 7%. 2 missed calls from my ex-wife, Corinne, from earlier in the afternoon. One text from her says, "You see the news? I never opened it." Another text under it says, "Never mind, call me, when you can." I swipe it away because I need the flashlight. The phone screen dims before the light turns on. Great. A man comes out the back of the smoke shop, carrying a plastic crate of empty boxes. He pauses when he sees me circling the dumpsters with a broken leash in my hand. "You lose something?" "My dog. Black and brown, about 70 pounds. Torn ear." He looks toward the service lane. "One ran that way, toward the avenue, toward the gas station." "Thanks." He keeps staring at the road beyond the strip mall. "You hear all that?" "Yeah." "Ambulance has been going since dinner." I do not answer. Buster is moving farther away while I talk. I cut between the market and the nail salon, down a narrow passage that smells of frying oil and damp cardboard. Mercer Avenue opens in front of me with headlights, buses, people waiting under the shelter, a cyclist arguing with a car, and the Shell station across the road with every pump dark. The station is usually open until midnight. Tonight the convenience store lights are on, but the doors have a handwritten sign taped from inside. I cannot read it from across the street. 2 cars sit at the pumps. A man in a work vest is banging on the glass. "No, I paid already," he shouts. "Open the door." The clerk inside raises both hands and backs away from him. Buster runs along the station fence, nose down. I see him for 1 second, then a bus passes and hides him. When the bus clears, he is gone. I step off the curb, then jump back when a delivery van blows through the yellow light. The driver leans on the horn. Somebody yells from a car window. My phone buzzes in my hand. Emergency alert. The banner covers the top of the screen. Public health advisory. Avoid contact with persons showing severe fever, confusion, violent behavior, or unresponsive episodes. Do not approach. Call emergency services. There is more text, but the phone drops to 6% and the screen locks. "Yeah, fine," I mutter. Public health. Great timing. I do not connect it to my building. Not then. Public health alerts come and go. Last winter there was one about boil water in 2 neighborhoods that did not include mine, and people still filled shopping carts with gallon jugs. At the hardware store that afternoon, 2 customers argued near the checkout about a virus downtown. One claimed people were waking up after being declared gone. Another claimed it was a drug batch. A third man said the city was covering up a police incident. Nobody had proof. Everybody had a phone. That made every story louder, and no story more believable. I cross Mercer Avenue at the next walk signal, and start along the gas station fence. "Buster!" He barks once from behind the station. Not his squirrel bark. Not his doorbell bark. One short warning bark, then silence. I hurry past the last pump and around the side where the air machine sits beside a stack of windshield washer fluid. The station's back lot connects to another alley and a row of low garages. A man in a grey hoodie is sitting on the curb with his head down between his knees. A woman stands over him with a phone pressed to her ear. "He is not drunk," she says into the phone. "I told you, he is burning up." He keeps trying to get up. The man lifts his head. His face is pale and wet. His eyes track badly, not focusing on her, then on me, then on the dark behind the garages. I slow down. Buster is behind a parked landscaping trailer, standing stiff with his tail low. He looks at the sick man, then at me. His torn ear twitches. "Come here," I say. Softer now. Buster does not come. The woman sees him. "Is that yours?" "Yeah, I am getting him. Can you help me?" My boyfriend collapsed. The station clerk locked us out. The ambulance line keeps dropping. I look at the man on the curb. His fingers scrape at the concrete. His mouth opens and closes. He is not speaking words. "I can call," I say, although my phone is dying and she already called. I called 4 times. They said stay away from him. But I cannot leave him sitting in a gas station lot. The man makes a hard movement toward her ankle. Buster growls. The woman steps back. "Derek?" The man pushes himself up with one hand. He moves wrong. Too stiff. Then too quick. He reaches toward her shin. She stumbles backward and drops her phone. It hits the pavement and skids under the trailer. "Derek, stop." I grab Buster's broken leash loop and inch closer. The dog backs away from me, keeping distance from both of us. He wants out of the lot. The sick man stands. His knees bend unevenly. He turns toward the woman because she is closest. She tries to put a hand on his chest. He grabs her sleeve and pulls. She screams, more shocked than hurt, and slaps at his arm. The station's side door opens a crack. The clerk shouts, "Get away from him! Mom, get away!" A police siren chirps at the intersection, then keeps going past. I step in and swing the bundled leash across the man's forearm. It does almost nothing, but it makes him turn his head toward me. His mouth is open. His teeth snap together once. The woman yanks free and falls beside the air machine. The man lurches toward me. I back up fast, heel catching a pothole, and bump into the landscaping trailer. Buster barks 3 times, sharp and furious, then bolts through the opening between 2 garages. "Buster!" The sick man hits the side of the trailer with both hands. The sound is flat and hard. The woman crawls away from him. The clerk opens the door wider and throws something that clatters near the man's feet. A tire iron, maybe. I do not wait to check. I run after the dog. The alley behind the gas station is darker than the service lane behind Fairview Court. It runs between garages and the back fences of old houses converted into apartments. Buster is ahead of me, a moving shadow under a security light. He reaches a chain-link gate, squeezes under where the bottom rail has bent, and disappears into a small lot behind a tire shop. I cannot fit under the gate. "Buster, stay." He does not stay. Of course he does not stay. I climb the gate halfway, hook my jacket on the top, and tear the sleeve, pulling loose. By the time I drop down on the other side, my knees hit gravel and pain shoots up both legs. I get up with a curse, kept behind my teeth, because I can hear the sick man still making noise 2 lots back. The tire shop is closed. The bay doors are locked. A line of used tires is stacked under a tarp. Buster stands near the rear corner beside a drainage ditch, clogged with leaves. I slow down this time. "Okay, fine. You win, we are outside. You made your point." He watches me. I hold out the broken leash, not reaching for him yet. "Come on. We need to go home." The word home changes him. His ears go flat again. He turns his head toward Fairview Court, several blocks away beyond the alleys and roofs, and growls. I hear more sirens now. 1 close, 2 farther out. A helicopter thumps somewhere over downtown. Traffic on Mercer Avenue is still moving, but more drivers are using their horns. A woman screams once from the gas station lot. Then someone else shouts for everybody to back up. My phone buzzes again. 5%, Corinne calling. I answer, keeping my eyes on Buster. Russ, bad time. Buster broke loose. Where are you? By Mercer. Near the tire place. Do not go back into your building if there are sick people inside. I am serious. What? Local news said there was an incident at St. Avery's. Then they cut away. People online are saying it is in apartment buildings now. Fever cases. People attacking family members. Police scanners are full of calls. People online say a lot. Russell, listen to me. My cousin works dispatch. She told my aunt not to open doors for welfare checks unless officers are there. She said, people are hiding sick relatives because they do not want quarantine. I look at the phone, then at the dark alley behind me. Buster is loose. I have to get him. Where is he? Right in front of me. Then get him and stay outside. Get to your truck. My truck keys are upstairs. There is a pause on her end. You left your truck keys upstairs? I walked him. I took the building keys, not the truck keys. Of course you did. Not helpful. Do you have your wallet? No. Russ. I know. Buster takes 2 steps away from me. Buster, no. Corinne hears my voice change. Do not chase him into traffic. He keeps running from the building. I do not know what got into him. Maybe he knows something you do not. That sentence lands badly because I am tired and embarrassed and standing behind a tire shop with torn clothing while my ex-wife makes more sense than I do. The phone beeps. 4%. Send me your location, she says. Phone is almost dead. Then turn it off and use it when you need help. I am going back to the building. I need keys, wallet, charger, dog food. Do not go inside until you know what is happening. The call drops before I answer. I stare at the black screen. For a few seconds, the only light is from the tire shop security lamp and the distant gas station sign. Buster steps toward me now, slow. He is close enough for me to touch if I do not move fast. His mouth is closed. His ears are still low, but the growl is gone. I crouch without thinking about how wet the gravel is. Come on, old man. He lets me slide 2 fingers under the empty collar strap. The clasp is broken. The leash is useless. I take the collar itself in my hand. He does not fight me. Thank you, I say through my teeth. Thank you for making this evening worse. He leans his body against my knee. Then he turns his head toward Fairview Court again. The growl comes back. I do not like it. We walk back because I cannot carry him, cannot leave my apartment, and cannot believe the whole city changed during a dog chase. I keep my hand hooked under his collar. The broken leash dangles from my other hand. We take the alleys instead of Mercer Avenue because Buster digs his paws in every time I point him toward the gas station. Behind us, the woman is still yelling. The clerk is shouting through the door. A car peels out from the pumps and nearly clips the curb. The dog pulls me along the service lane behind the strip mall, away from the gas station, toward the row of apartment garages. I let him choose the path because fighting him with a broken collar is not a plan. We pass the maintenance shed again. The chain on the door rattles in the wind. A plastic grocery bag rolls across the asphalt and catches under a dumpster. The sirens grow louder. At the corner before Fairview Court, I stop. Red and blue lights flash against the brick walls of my building. 2 police cars are angled in front of the main entrance. An ambulance sits at the curb with its rear doors open. A fire department sport utility vehicle blocks half the driveway. Residents are out on balconies and leaning from windows. Someone on the 3rd floor is shouting down. Another person cries from inside the lobby, the sound warped by glass and brick. Buster pulls backward so hard the collar bites into my fingers. No, I say, but I am not sure who I am talking to. We move closer along the fence. The front entrance is no longer clear. An officer stands on the steps with one arm out, palm forward, keeping people back. Another officer is inside the lobby near the mailboxes, baton raised but not swinging. I can see him through the glass. The stairwell door is open wider now. Something moves behind it. A dark smear marks the tile near the radiator. I look away before my mind fills in details. A man in pajama pants stands near the ambulance shouting. My wife is still up there. The officer on the steps answers, "Sir, step back. We have units coming. You have units here. Step back. A woman from the second floor leans out a window. Do not let them in the hall. They are in the hall. Another resident yells from somewhere above her. Close the stair door. Then a heavy bang comes from inside. The glass in the front door shivers. Buster turns and tries to pull me away. I hold him because I see my building through a strange split in my head. On one side, it is the same place I left less than an hour ago, with my unpaid bills on the table, dog food in the kitchen, laundry sitting damp in the basket, my truck keys in the blue bowl by the microwave, my wallet on the dresser, and my charger plugged beside the couch. On the other side, the front steps are full of police lights, and my dog refuses to place one paw toward the entrance. Buster, I say, quieter. He looks at me and pulls again. Gloria Bellamy appears from the rear alley with her laundry basket still in her arms. She stops beside me, breathing hard from walking fast. You found him? Yeah. Her eyes stay on the building. What happened? I do not know. I came out to get my towels. Door slammed behind me. Then the screaming started in the stairwell. I thought somebody fell. Who? Third floor. Maybe the Lusks. Maybe that delivery boy. I saw him go in with food. Then I heard Mrs. Lusk yelling that her husband needed a doctor. She told Mrs. Parcell not to call anyone. Why not? Gloria looks at me then. Because he had fever since noon. That is what Mrs. Parcell told me. They kept him in there. Another bang hits inside the lobby. The officer inside backs toward the front door. The officer outside grabs the handle and pulls it open only a few inches. Move, move. The inside officer squeezes out and slams the door. Both officers shove against it. Something hits the other side with enough force to knock the mail slot open. A hand pushes through the gap. The fingers scrape at the metal. The man in pajama pants backs into the ambulance and falls sitting on the bumper. Is that person sick? Gloria whispers. I do not answer. The officer on the steps draws his sidearm but keeps it low. Everybody away from the glass. Residents scatter back from the entrance. A young woman carrying a baby runs toward the parking lot. A teenager records with his phone until another resident slaps his arm down. Buster drags me 2 steps backward. I let him. The building still has power. The hallway light still flickers. The elevator indicator still glows. The traffic signal at Mercer Avenue still changes from green to yellow to red. That normal machinery makes the scene worse because nothing has officially ended. The rules are still pretending to work. Police have radios. The ambulance has supplies. People have phones. Doors have locks. Yet one stairwell in one old apartment building has become enough to trap everyone who trusted the hallway. I need to get in the back, I say. Gloria turns on me. No, my keys, wallet, medicine, charger, dog food. Everything is upstairs. You heard them. I am not going through the front. There is the back door by laundry. The back hall connects to the same stairs. Basement storage does not. It connects near the laundry room. Not if I use the exterior maintenance door. She stares at me. You think this is a maintenance problem? I think I have no wallet, no car keys, and a dog with no leash. I have to get something. Gloria shifts the laundry basket against her hip. Inside are towels, a pair of socks, and a plastic bottle of detergent. I have my car keys, she says, but my purse is inside. Where are you parked? Back lot. Then wait there. Stay away from doors. You are not in charge of me, Russell. Fine. Then do not wait near glass. Buster pulls toward the back lot before I finish speaking. He wants away from the front entrance. I follow because I need to see the rear side anyway. The path around the building is narrow between the brick wall and the hedge. We pass under windows where residents shout questions down at the police. Some ask if it is a fire. Some ask if it is a gas leak. One man yells that his mother cannot do stairs. A woman on the 4th floor keeps repeating that someone is scratching at her door. The rear parking lot is half full. My old truck sits in its assigned space under a maple tree, useless without the keys upstairs. Gloria's beige sedan is 2 spaces over. The dumpsters stand near the back exit. The laundry room windows glow yellow below ground level, their glass rectangles set near the pavement. The rear door to the building is closed. For a second, it looks calm. Then someone hits the inside of the rear door from the other side. Buster stops so fast my fingers slip from his collar. He barks at the door. Once, twice. Then he backs away with his body angled between me and the building. I freeze beside the dumpsters. The rear door has a small wired glass window at eye level. A face appears behind it, pressed too close to the glass. It is impossible to tell who it is at first, because the hallway light behind the person strobes on and off. The face moves away, then slams forward again. The glass holds. A man's voice shouts from inside, muffled. "Open it!" "Open the door." Gloria makes a small sound and covers her mouth. "Who is that?" I call. The man behind the glass hits the door again. "Open it. Are you alone?" "Open the door, man. Are you hurt?" He does not answer. He turns his head sharply to the left, then pounds the door with both fists. "They are coming down." Buster growls. The man sees the dog and begins crying. "Please." I step toward the door. Buster lunges in front of me and plants his paws. "Move." He refuses. The man inside looks over his shoulder. "Please." The door handle rattles from the inside. He does not have a key for the deadbolt. The rear exit locks from outside after hours, but opens from inside if the deadbolt is not set. Somebody must have thrown it earlier. Maybe a tenant trying to keep people out. Maybe the man himself. Now it traps him. I can open it from outside with my key. That knowledge hits harder than the banging. Gloria whispers, "Russell, do not." He is alive. And if you open it, the hallway behind the man fills with movement. Another shape comes into view, staggering under the flickering light. Then another. The man turns and kicks backward, trying to keep distance. He loses balance and slams against the door. His face hits the glass. He looks at me from inches away, through wire mesh. "Open it." My hand goes to my pocket. I feel the keys. Buster bites my jacket sleeve, not hard enough to break skin, hard enough to pull. I look down at him. He pulls again, teeth in fabric, eyes fixed on me. He releases and barks at the door, then backs up, still facing it. The man inside screams once, high and raw. A body hits the door behind him. The wired glass cracks in a white star pattern but holds. Gloria drops her laundry basket. Towels spill onto wet asphalt. I step back. "I am sorry," I say, though he cannot hear me now. The rear door shakes under impacts. The deadbolt bends the frame. It will not hold long. I grab Gloria's arm and pull her away from the dumpsters. "Move." She resists for half a step, still staring at the door, then moves with me. We get behind her sedan. Buster presses against my leg, not leaning for comfort, pushing me farther from the building. Police shout from the front. A radio cracks somewhere close. The rear door bangs again. Gloria fumbles her keys from her housecoat pocket and drops them under the car. "Leave them," I say. "My keys. Stay back. I cannot leave my keys." She gets down on one knee, reaches under the car, and knocks them farther away. "Gloria." I see them. The rear door glass breaks, not all of it. A piece falls inward or outward. I hear glass hit tile. A hand pushes through the broken opening and scrapes against the outside frame. Then a second hand. The deadbolt holds, but the door is not safe anymore. I crouch beside Gloria and reach under the sedan. My fingers brush metal. I hook the key ring and drag it out. "Get in." She grabs the keys and opens the driver's door with 3 tries. The car chirps. The sound is too loud. Buster flinches from it and pulls away from the building again. "Get in with me," Gloria says. "I need my truck keys. You are not getting upstairs." I have storage in the basement. Dog food, old coat, maybe a spare leash. The basement is under the building. There is an outside hatch by the maintenance room. It does not go through the stairwell if the inside door is locked. She looks toward the rear door. And if it is not locked? I do not answer, because I do not know. The police at the front fire 2 sharp warning shots into the ground, or maybe not warning shots. I cannot see. The sound snaps across the courtyard and sends residents screaming back from windows. More sirens approach. A second ambulance arrives and stops short in the street. because the first one blocks the curb. Buster starts pulling toward the far side of the parking lot, away from the back exit, but not away from the building entirely. He aims at the low concrete wall, where the basement hatch sits behind a bent metal railing. I follow him. Gloria starts her car, but does not leave. Russell, stay in the car, lock it. You have no sense. Probably. That is the cleanest answer I have. The basement hatch is old, painted green, and usually locked with a padlock that every tenant knows can be opened with the same building key because the landlord never changes anything, unless forced by court notice. It sits below the rear lot, down 4 concrete steps full of leaves. The hatch opens into the storage corridor. My storage cage is near the front, separated from the laundry room by a utility door with a push bar. If that utility door is closed, I can grab supplies and get out. If it is open, the whole basement may be connected to whatever is happening upstairs. Buster approaches the steps, then stops. He sniffs the air around the hatch. He does not growl right away. That matters. I have no better test than an old dog's nose, and I am embarrassed by how quickly that has become part of my thinking. Okay, I whisper. Storage only. In and out. I use the key. The padlock sticks. My fingers slip twice before it pops open. I lift the hatch. Damp basement air comes out, carrying detergent, concrete dust, old cardboard, and the sour smell from the floor drain. Under it, there is something else. Not rot. Not enough for that. Sick room smell. Sweat and old fever. Buster backs up 1 step, but does not pull me away. I turn on my phone flashlight, 3%, the light clicks on. It throws a narrow beam down the steps into the storage corridor. Wire cages line both sides. Boxes, bikes, old lamps, plastic bins, normal stuff. My cage is 4th on the right. The utility door at the far end is closed. Stay, I tell Buster. He ignores that and follows me down the first step. No, stay. He follows to the second step. Fine. I would rather have him close now. We enter the basement. The hatch stays open behind us. I leave the padlock hanging from the hasp. The corridor hums with old pipes. Water moves somewhere overhead. A washing machine in the laundry room thumps once through the wall and stops. Somebody upstairs screams, muffled by concrete and flooring. Then a heavy rush of feet crosses above us. Buster stands at my left knee, ears forward, nose working. My storage cage has a bent wire door and a cheap combination lock. I do not need the phone light for the numbers, because my fingers know them, but all numbers should be written in my head now. No, that is how people think when life is still normal. I spin the dial wrong the first time. Try again. It opens, inside the cage. A plastic tub of old tax papers, a broken fan, Christmas lights from a marriage that ended, a folding chair, 2 half-empty paint cans, a 25-pound bag of dog food I kept downstairs, because Buster tore into the last bag when I stored it in the kitchen, a 6-pack of bottled water from a cancelled camping trip, and an old canvas duffel with winter gear. Not survival gear, not a plan. Stuff I did not throw away. I pull out the duffel and dump it on the floor. A knit hat, work gloves, a rain shell, a cracked flashlight with no batteries, a roll of trash bags, a coil of cheap rope from when I tied a mattress to the truck, an old dog leash, red nylon, chewed near the handle but intact enough, a collapsible water bowl from a road trip with Corinne. I nearly laugh at the luck of it, but the sound would be wrong down here. I clip the red leash to Buster's broken collar ring. It holds when I tug. Do not make me regret trusting old junk. Buster looks down the corridor toward the utility door. I freeze. A sound comes from the other side. Not a voice. A repeated scrape, then a bump against metal. The laundry room is beyond that door. The rear exit is beyond the laundry room. The stairwell comes down near there. If the rear door gives way, or somebody opens the basement route, anything in the building can come down. I move faster. Dog food first. I cannot carry the whole bag and run. I grab the trash bags, tear one open, and pour dog food into it until the plastic sags with more than I should take. I tie it badly. It will split if dragged. I stuff it into the duffel anyway. Bottled water next. 3 bottles, then 2 more. Work gloves, rain shell, the rope. The flashlight, even though it is useless unless I find batteries. The collapsible bowl. A blanket from the top of another bin that belongs to me because I remember buying it at a discount store after the couch cover got ruined. It smells dusty, but warmth matters. The utility door bumps again. Buster growls. Done, I say. I shoulder the duffel. Too heavy. I take out 2 bottles of water and wedge them under my arm instead. The dog food shifts in the bag. The zipper catches. I leave it half open, at the hatch. A shadow passes above. I stop at the bottom step and look up. A man stands outside, framed against the parking lot lights. For half a second, I think it is an officer. Then he crouches and looks down at me. It is a delivery driver in a red jacket, one hand pressed against his side, the other holding a phone with a shattered screen. Hey, he says. Do not shut that. Who are you, Seth? I was delivering upstairs. I got out the back before they locked it. Please, I need to hide. Buster pulls backward, not toward the utility door, but away from Seth. I hold the leash tight. Were you bitten? No. Show me. What? Show me your side. He moves his hand. His red jacket is dark where he has been holding it, but the fabric is not torn there. His palm is scraped, maybe from falling, maybe from pushing through the rear door before it locked. I fell on the stairs, he says. People ran down. One guy grabbed me. I kicked him off. I did not get bitten. Buster growls again. Seth looks at the dog. Your dog hates me. My dog hates this entire evening. I can help carry that. No, I have a van around front. Keys? In it. I left it running at the curb when I carried food in. I stare at him. You left a van running outside my building? I thought it would be a normal delivery. The utility door behind me bangs hard enough to rattle the push bar. Seth looks over my shoulder. That door does not hold. Get out of the way. He backs from the hatch. I climb with the duffel dragging against the steps, Buster pressing up beside me. The moment we reach the lot, the utility door below gives a deep metal groan. I pull the hatch down. Seth helps. I slide the padlock through, but do not lock it because my hands are full and the key ring is in my pocket. Seth grabs the chain and wraps it once through the railing. That will not hold, he says. Nothing is holding. We move away from the hatch. Gloria's sedan idles with the doors locked. She looks at us through the windshield. Her face is pale under the dashboard light. The rear building door is cracked now, bent around the deadbolt. The glass is mostly gone. The hands through the opening have stopped moving, but that does not make it better. From the front, an officer shouts through a loudspeaker. Residents remain inside your units. Lock your doors. Do not enter common areas. Do not attempt to exit through stairwells. A resident yells back. They are already on my floor. Another voice, farther up. My kid is in there. I look at my apartment windows on the 3rd floor. Dark. I never leave lights on because money is tight. Behind those walls are my truck keys, wallet, charger, medicine, clean socks, Buster's bowl, my divorce papers in a drawer I never organized, and a framed photo turned face down on the bookcase. None of it can move itself to me. None of it is worth opening the wrong door. Buster stands between me and the building, leash tight. Seth wipes his scraped hand on his jacket. I need my van. Front is blocked. It is not blocked on the driver's side. I parked by the curb before the first police car came in. I can get it out if no one took it. You want to walk through that? Gloria calls from her car window, cracked only an inch. I want to not stand here. Seth looks young, maybe early 20s. His red delivery jacket has 3 restaurant stickers on the sleeve. His hair is flattened by a helmet he is not wearing anymore. He keeps checking his phone even though the screen is broken. I have a sister on Carlton Street. I was supposed to pick her up after shift. Then go around the block, I say. Stay off the front steps. He looks at my duffel. You got food? Dog food. Water? Some. He nods toward Gloria. Car, her car. Gloria hears. My car is not a rescue bus. I did not say it was. Seth says. The rear hatch chain rattles behind us. All 3 of us turn. Something hits the underside of the hatch from inside. The chain jumps against the railing. Buster barks and pulls toward the far exit of the parking lot. Gloria puts her car in reverse and almost clips a parking block. "Okay," I say. "We leave the lot now." Seth points toward the alley. "This way." We move fast between parked cars. Gloria follows in the sedan with her headlights off until she reaches the alley mouth, then turns them on low. The beams wash over brick, trash cans, and the wet pavement. Buster stays ahead of me but does not drag. He checks corners before I do. I know that sounds smarter than a dog should be, but it is not strategy. He hears movement. He smells bodies and stress and sickness through old brick and open vents. I am the slow one in the arrangement. At the front corner of the building, we stop behind the hedge. Seth's delivery van is still there, engine running, hazard lights blinking. It sits half on the curb, 20 yards from the ambulance. The driver door is open. 2 restaurant bags lie on the passenger seat. Police are focused on the entrance. One officer kneels beside another officer near the sidewalk. The kneeling officer keeps looking at the building and shouting into his radio. The main entrance door is broken open now. No one goes in. A man in a white undershirt runs from the building steps into the street. He has one shoe on. An officer grabs him and pulls him behind a police car. The man fights to go back, pointing upward. The officer keeps him down. Another person appears in the lobby doorway and slams into the frame. The person does not step down the stairs. He catches on the broken door closer and keeps reaching at the air. "Do not look," Gloria says from her car window. "But we are all looking," Seth whispers. "That was Mr. Lusk." "You know him?" I ask. "I delivered to 3A. Mrs. Lusk ordered soup and ginger ale. She said, 'Leave it at the door.' Then she opened while I was still there and asked if I had fever medicine in the car." "Did you?" "No. I told her to call a doctor. She said no hospitals. She said her husband was resting." Then he started hitting the bedroom door from inside. The person in the doorway jerks free from the broken closer and stumbles down 1 step. Police shout commands. The person keeps moving. An officer fires once. The sound bounces off the building and sets off a car alarm in the lot. The person falls against the railing, then tries to push up again. Seth backs away. "No. No. I am not waiting." He runs toward the van. "Seth." He ignores me. Buster lunges after him, not chasing, warning. I hold the leash with both hands. Seth reaches the van, grabs the door, and climbs in. A resident from the sidewalk sees the open passenger side and runs toward him. "Take me," the resident shouts. "Please." Seth slams the passenger lock down before the man reaches it. He throws the van into drive. The man pounds the side panel. Seth pulls away too fast, clipping the curb and knocking over a traffic cone. The van swerves around the second police car and disappears up Mercer Avenue, with the hazards still blinking. The resident stands in the street with both hands on his head. Gloria says, "That boy is going to hit someone. He might reach his sister," I answer. "Or bring trouble to her door." She is right. I do not say it because being right has no use at that moment. My phone buzzes once more, 2%. A text from Corinne appears. "Go to my cousin Paige's duplex if you can. West Alder. Door code is my birthday. Paige knows. Please answer. I know Corinne's birthday." That old knowledge stays even after everything else gets divided. West Alder is 4 miles away. Too far on foot with an old dog. No wallet, no truck keys, 1 duffel, and streets beginning to knot with police cars. I type. Alive. Building bad. Have Buster. Phone dying. The message spins, sends, then the phone shuts off. I put it in my pocket and feel suddenly cut loose from every normal line that held the evening together. Gloria turns off her car engine. "Where do you need to go?" "West Alder, eventually." "That is across the bridge." "I know. I can drive part way." "You said your car is not a rescue bus." "It is not. It is a sedan with bad brakes." "But you got my keys from under it." Buster looks toward Mercer Avenue, then back toward the rear alley. He does not want the main road. That is clear enough. "Not Mercer," I say. Gloria frowns. "The side streets, less traffic, less people running at cars. We do not have to let the dog pick the route." "No. But he has been right twice tonight. Dogs are right about food and mailmen." "He was right about the front door." Gloria looks at the building and says nothing. A third police car arrives, followed by a city animal control truck with no lights. That detail is wrong in a way I cannot place. Animal control has no reason here, unless dispatch does not understand what is happening. Or someone called about a dog bite. Or officers were using whatever city units had cages and gear. The truck stops behind the ambulance. A man in a tan uniform steps out, sees the entrance, and freezes with one hand on his door. From a second-floor window, Mrs. Parcell from 2A screams down, "Do not come in." They opened the stair door. Then her window slams shut. Buster whines once. I look down. His gaze is not on the building now. It is on the mouth of the alley behind us. A figure moves there, half hidden by the hedge. Gloria's headlights are off, but police lights flash enough to show a person in a torn delivery jacket. Not Seth. This jacket is blue, not red. The person walks with his head tilted forward. One arm hangs loose. He reaches the hedge and stops, listening or smelling or whatever sick people do when there are no clear rules left. "Get in the car," I whisper. Gloria does not argue. She opens her driver door. I open the rear passenger door and shove the duffel in first. Buster resists the car for 1 second, then jumps onto the floorboard when the figure in the alley turns toward us. I climb in after him, pulling his leash close. Gloria locks the doors. The figure steps from the alley. It is a man, maybe a courier. Helmet strap hanging under his chin. His mouth moves without words. He turns toward the police lights, then toward our car. His hand slides along the hood of a parked coupe. Leaving a streak I do not want to study, Gloria turns the key. The engine coughs, catches, and settles into a rough idle. The man hears it. He angles toward us. "Drive," I say. I am trying not to hit police. "Drive slow then." She backs out. The man changes direction and follows the car. Not fast at first. Then faster, bumping into the side mirror of the parked coupe and knocking it inward. He keeps coming. Buster erupts, barking from the floorboard, feet scrabbling against the mat. "Quiet," I tell him, then realize quiet no longer matters. Every siren, shout, car alarm, and police command has already turned the block into noise. Gloria swings the sedan toward the side alley. The courier hits the rear quarter panel with one hand. The car jolts. Gloria makes a sound, not a scream, more anger than fear, and presses the gas. The sedan shoots into the alley, tires hissing through puddles. The courier falls behind. We do not speak until Fairview Court is out of sight. The alley dumps us behind the strip mall. The gas station lot is still active in the worst sense. 2 police officers are there now, with the clerk and the woman from earlier. The man from the curb lies near the air machine, not still enough. An officer keeps a long tool held out between himself and the man. The woman sits on the ground with her knees drawn up, wrapped in a shiny emergency blanket. She keeps looking at her wrist. The clerk has both hands on his head. Gloria slows. "Do not stop," I say. "I am not stopping." Buster presses his nose to the window seam and growls. Gloria drives past the strip mall and turns onto Parnell Street, a residential road parallel to Mercer. Houses here are old, narrow, and close together. Porch lights are on. Televisions glow behind curtains. A man waters plants in front of a duplex, then stops when 2 ambulances race through the intersection ahead. The city is not gone. That matters in a practical way. People are still inside homes. Refrigerators still run. Streetlights still work. Somewhere, someone is making tea and telling another person not to worry. The danger has not become weather yet. It is still moving through doors and phone calls and choices. "Where exactly on West Alder?" Gloria asks. "Near the park." "Corinne's cousin. You and Corinne talk." "Not much." "She called you." People call during alerts. Gloria gives me a flat look in the mirror. "Do not be stupid for pride tonight." "I am not. You were about to open the back door for a man who had things behind him." I look at Buster, who has settled with his front paws on the seat and his body on the floor because he cannot decide where to guard from. "Yeah. That was stupid." "I know." A police cruiser flies past in the opposite lane, without siren, only lights. Then a city bus sits angled at a stop ahead. Doors open. passengers gathered on the sidewalk. No one is screaming there. The driver is on the curb with a radio handset, arguing with someone we cannot hear. People are choosing whether to walk or wait. A man boards the bus again to retrieve a backpack. His wife yells at him to leave it. Gloria stops behind the bus. Because traffic from the next intersection blocks the lane, Buster lifts his head. "No," I say, already reading him. He stands on the back seat now, leash tight around my wrist. Staring out the right window toward a narrow gap between two houses, his ears point, his body goes stiff. "What?" Gloria asks. "Something on the right." I do not see anything, neither do I. The bus driver drops the radio handset. It swings by its cord. He backs away from the open bus doors. Inside the bus, someone knocks hard against a window. The passengers outside turn to look. A child begins crying on the sidewalk. Gloria's hands tighten on the steering wheel. We need to move. Traffic ahead does not move. Buster barks at the right side gap. A woman runs out from between the houses. She is barefoot, carrying a toddler against one hip. A teenage boy follows her, pushing a bicycle, glancing behind him. The woman heads straight toward the bus crowd. "Do not go there," I say. Though the window is closed, and she cannot hear me, behind her, an older man appears in the gap. He wears a bathrobe and one slipper. He walks faster than he should for someone dressed that way. His arms reach forward, not to balance, but to grab. The teenage boy sees him, drops the bicycle, and runs. The old man trips over the bike, falls, and starts getting up again. The bus crowd scatters. Gloria jerks the wheel right and drives over the curb onto a strip of grass between the sidewalk and a line of hedges. The sedan bounces hard. The duffel slides into my shin. Buster falls against me, then regains his feet. Gloria drives along the grass, past the bus, past a mailbox that scrapes the passenger side with a long metal squeal and drops back onto the road beyond the traffic knot. "My mirror," she says. It is still attached. For now. We keep going. At Parnell and 6th, a fire engine blocks the cross street. Firefighters in masks and gloves work outside a small apartment house. One firefighter stands with an axe near the door. But no one breaks in yet. A woman on the porch shouts that her brother is locked in the bathroom and not answering. Another man shouts that the brother attacked their father. The firefighters look at the police officer beside them. The officer looks at the door and keeps one hand on his radio. Nobody knows which rule to use. That is what I see everywhere in the next 15 minutes. Not total collapse, not empty streets, not all the dramatic nonsense people imagine when they talk big at work. I see systems waiting for the correct label. Is it medical, criminal, chemical, domestic, riot, animal, fire, quarantine? Every answer changes what people are allowed to do, and the people in uniform are losing time while those answers fight each other. Buster knows one category: danger near, danger far, stay or leave. He keeps facing the windows. Gloria turns south on Bryant, away from the bridge traffic. "We will not make West Alder by car," she says. "Look." Ahead, brake lights stack for blocks. People try to reach the bridge out of the district. A police vehicle blocks one lane. The other lane moves in short bursts. Horns rise and fall. A man stands on the roof of a car, waving his arms. The traffic signal keeps working, uselessly cycling for cars that cannot move. "My phone is dead," I say. "I cannot tell Corinne. We find a place to charge it." "Where?" "Somewhere not full of sick people." That is not a plan, but it is more than I have. Buster suddenly paws at the door and whines. "What now?" Gloria snaps. He turns in a circle on the back seat, then noses the duffel. The dog food smell must be strong. We have run him across half the neighborhood after an evening walk, and he has not eaten. My anger at him has drained into something else I do not have a clean name for, but I can act on it. He needs water, I say. So do we. There is a closed car wash on Denton. Lot behind it. Maybe quiet. Gloria nods. I know it. We turn away from the bridge, down narrower streets, where houses still pretend tonight is normal. A man loads plastic tubs into a minivan, while his wife argues with him from the porch. Two teenagers ride bicycles past us with backpacks bouncing. An elderly couple stands in their doorway, watching police lights flicker from blocks away. There are no zombies everywhere. That word is still too big for what the street shows. There are pockets, calls, doors opened wrong, rooms where families waited too long, people moving away from one bad place and carrying the bad place to another. The car wash on Denton has been closed since spring, with plywood over the office window and weeds growing around the vacuum stations. Gloria pulls behind it near the dumpster enclosure. The street is visible through a chain-link fence, but the lot itself is mostly hidden. Before she turns off the engine, she says, "We stay 5 minutes, then we decide." Agreed. I open the rear door and step out with Buster on the red leash. He jumps down stiffly, nose to the ground, then circles the car. I pour water into the collapsible bowl. He drinks hard, stops, listens, drinks again. I drink from the same bottle because manners belong to buildings, with locked doors and charged phones. Gloria gets out and inspects the scrape on her car. My son is going to ask what happened. "You have a son nearby?" "Atlanta." "Not nearby. Call him. My phone is in my purse. My purse is on my kitchen counter. Because I went to get laundry, I hand her my dead phone out of habit, then remember. Dead. She looks at it anyway. We need a charger. I had 3 upstairs. I had 1 upstairs. The old unfairness of it almost makes us laugh. Almost. Buster lifts his head from the bowl. A sound comes from the front of the car wash. Not close. A dragging footstep, then a bottle rolling on concrete. Gloria and I both turn. Inside the car, I say. She opens the door, but Buster pulls away from it, not toward the sound, toward the back fence. "No," I tell him. "Car." He refuses. This time I do not fight immediately. I look where he is looking. The back fence has a gap where the bottom curls up behind the dumpster enclosure. Beyond it is a short service path that runs behind a row of small businesses. One of them is a pet grooming place. I know the sign from driving past it. Paws and Suits. Next to it is a dollar store, dog food and basic supplies. I have dog food, but not enough. I have water, but not enough. I have no charger, no wallet, no identification, no spare clothes beyond the rain shell. Gloria has a car with gas at maybe half a tank. We need more before roads get worse. The sound at the front comes again. Someone or something bumps into the plywood office window. Gloria whispers, "Car," or through the back, into the shops. "You want to loot a dollar store?" I want to stay off Denton with that noise up front. It may have alarms. Power is on. Police are busy. We take only what we can carry and leave money if you want. You have no wallet. No. She looks at the front of the car wash, then at Buster. Your dog gets 1 more vote. Buster has already chosen the fence. We move through the gap one at a time. I push the duffel ahead, then guide Buster under. Gloria follows with more difficulty, complaining under her breath about knees and property crime. Behind us, something hits the plywood harder. The sound follows us down the service path, but does not gain. The backs of the shops are dark, except for security lights. The pet grooming place has a rear door, with a small window and a keypad. Locked. The dollar store door has a metal delivery gate pulled down but not locked at the bottom. A shopping cart is wedged against it. Someone took deliveries earlier and never secured the latch. Bad idea, Gloria says. Maybe. Buster sniffs under the gate and does not growl. That is enough to make me lift the gate 6 inches. It sticks, then rolls up with a metallic rattle that sounds enormous in the service lane. I stop, wait, listen. No alarm, no voice, no movement side. We duck under. The dollar store smells of plastic, floor cleaner, and cheap candy. Emergency lights glow over the aisles, but the main lights are still on in the front. Someone left in a hurry. A box cutter sits on the floor near an unopened carton of paper, towels. A radio behind the counter plays a local news station, with more static than words. Public health officials urge residents not to approach anyone, showing severe confusion or aggression. Emergency rooms are experiencing high volume. City services remain active. If a person is unresponsive and then becomes mobile, maintain distance and call. The announcer stops for half a second before saying the last part. He does not believe his own copy. Gloria locks the rear door behind us without lowering the gate all the way. Fast. I take a hand basket from the stack and start down the pet aisle. Buster follows with his nose high, more interested in the store's old smells than the danger outside. I grab 2 small bags of dry dog food because I can carry them better than 1 large bag. Canned food, a cheap harness that might fit if the sizes are not complete nonsense. 2 leashes, waste bags. I almost take a toy, then leave it because softness has weight too. Gloria fills another basket with bottled water, crackers, bandages, hand sanitizer, batteries, a lighter, 2 small flashlights, wipes and a pack of socks. She moves with more sense than I expected, checking expiration dates without slowing much. Get power banks, I say. Where? Electronics by front. We are not going front. We need phone power. She points at Buster. Ask him. I look down at the dog. Electronics? He stares at me with no interest. Helpful. We move toward the front anyway, staying low below the aisle ends because the front windows face Denton. Outside, people pass on foot, some calm, some fast. A police car rolls by with lights off. Inside the store, the radio cuts to a tone. Then another alert, emergency notification. Shelter in place unless instructed by emergency personnel. Avoid shared corridors in multi-unit residential buildings if disturbance is reported. Do not attempt physical restraint of symptomatic individuals. Keep doors locked. Await official guidance. Gloria stops. Shared corridors. That is us. That was us. I grab 2 cheap charging cables, a wall adapter, and a small power bank from a hook. Then another because the first one might be garbage. The register area has a phone behind the counter. I pick it up. Dial tone. Landline still works. Call your son, I tell Gloria. She stares at the phone. Then she steps behind the counter and dials from memory. I keep watch near the front window with Buster beside me. A man walks past, carrying a baseball bat and a plastic bag full of canned goods. A woman in scrubs moves the other way with a backpack and a bicycle helmet. 2 cars collide lightly at the corner, and both drivers get out shouting. Normal anger survives even when larger danger is on the same street. Gloria speaks quietly into the phone. Terry, it is Mom. Listen, I am safe right now. No, I am not at home. Something happened at the building. Do not come here. Do not drive here. Stay with Lorraine. Lock the doors. Yes, I am sure. No, I do not know more than that. Buster stiffens. The back gate rattles. I turn. Gloria sees my face and says into the phone, I have to go. I love you. Stay off the roads unless police tell you otherwise. She hangs up before he can keep her. The back gate rattles again. Someone whispers, Hello? Not one of the infected. A person trying not to be heard outside. Gloria mouths, No. I hold Buster's leash short and move down the rear aisle. Who is there? A woman answers, Please. I work next door. I saw you come in. I am not sick. Show your hands through the gap. A pause. Then 2 hands appear under the lifted gate, palms down on the floor. The nails are painted chipped blue. No visible wounds. That proves almost nothing. What is your name? I ask. Lenore. I groom dogs next door. I locked myself in after a client collapsed in the front room. I need to get out the back. Buster sniffs toward the gate. He does not growl. He actually pulls closer. Gloria whispers, Dog knows her smell. Maybe. Or he smells other dogs. Or he has lost patience with all of us. I lift the gate higher. A woman in a black grooming apron rolls under, clutching a canvas tote and a pair of clippers. She is maybe 30, with short blonde hair, one cheek marked with a thin red scratch that looks more like a dog nail than teeth. Buster immediately pushes his nose against her tote. She almost cries. Oh, thank God, a normal dog. Were you bitten? Gloria asks. No. A terrier scratched me when the owner started convulsing. The owner fell against the tub. Then he got up and went at my assistant. I shut the half door and ran to the back room. Your assistant? Lenore looks toward the wall between shops. I could not get her out. No one says anything for a moment. Then the front glass of the dollar store shakes from an impact outside. A man presses against it. Not the sick stagger from the building, more a desperate customer. He cups his hands and peers in. Open up. I need water. Gloria ducks behind an aisle. The man sees me and pounds on the glass. I see you. Open the door. Behind him, another person wanders into the street. A car brakes and honks. The wandering person turns toward the sound and strikes the hood with both hands. The driver reverses into the car behind him. Lenore whispers, "There is a back way behind the laundromat. It leads to Milton Court." "Good," I say. "We leave now." Gloria grabs the baskets. "We cannot carry all this. We carry what matters." We dump the baskets onto the floor and sort fast. Water, food, leashes, harness, batteries, flashlight, power banks, bandages, crackers. I take a roll of duct tape, because the hardware store employee in me cannot leave tape behind during a crisis. Gloria takes socks and a small first aid kit. Lenore takes dog treats without asking, then catches herself. "For him," she says. "Take them." The man outside pounds harder on the front glass. "Open the door." Another person joins him, this one with a shopping bag, not infected. Panicked. That difference matters less near glass. We leave cash. None of us has useful cash, except Gloria, who pulls 3 crumpled bills from her housecoat pocket and throws them on the counter with bitter dignity. "I am not getting banned from a dollar store after the world ends," she says. "The world has not ended," Lenore says. "No, but customer service has." That almost gets a laugh out of me. A small one, cut short by Buster, tugging toward the rear. We get out through the delivery gate and pull it down behind us. Lenore leads through the service path, past the grooming shop rear door. From inside that shop, something bumps against a metal tub. A dog barks, high and frantic. Lenore stops. I know that look. It is the same look I had facing the back door at Fairview Court. Someone or something she knows is inside. Maybe the dog, maybe the assistant, maybe both. "How many animals?" I ask. 2 dogs in crates, 1 cat in a carrier. My assistant Trina was in the washroom. Buster pulls toward the grooming shop, then stops and growls. That gives Lenore her answer before I can. She covers her mouth with the back of her hand, then she lowers it and nods once. "Back way. Come on." She does not go in. That is not cowardice. That is math with living bodies. The service path behind the laundromat is narrow and fenced on both sides. Gloria is still driving around from the car wash lot. We cannot bring the sedan through here. We need to reach Milton Court and meet her there. If she understood. She did, because her headlights roll along the far fence beyond the laundromat, then disappear toward the next street. Buster keeps moving. No longer fighting me. That worries me in a new way. Refusal was useful. Obedience means the danger is behind us or all around us, and he has picked the least bad direction. We reach Milton Court, a quiet street of duplexes and small apartment houses. Gloria's sedan pulls up at the curb with the engine running. She has the passenger door open. "Get in," she says. Lenore hesitates. "I have a place 2 blocks over." "Do you have a car there?" I ask. "No, family. My mother is in assisted living across town. Phone? In my tote. Charged. Then, call her from the car. Streets are getting worse." Lenore looks at the tote, then at Buster, then gets in the front passenger seat, because Gloria gives no room for negotiation. I climb in back with the supplies and the dog. The sedan smells of detergent, wet dog, cheap plastic bags, and old upholstery. It is not shelter. It is moving shelter, which means every stop can become a mistake. Lenore's phone works. She calls her mother's facility. We hear only her side. "Hi, this is Lenore Briggs. My mother is Patricia Briggs in room 112. I need to know if the doors are locked. No, do not transfer me. Please listen. There are public health alerts. Yes, I know you have protocols. Has anyone there been sick today? No, not flu sick, confused, aggressive, fever. Unresponsive then awake. Please, check. I will hold." She holds. The car moves through side streets. Gloria avoids main roads when brake lights stack too tight. Once we pass a small grocery store, where the owner is pulling the metal grate down while customers argue with him. Once, we pass a church with its doors open and people standing inside the lobby, looking at phones. Twice, ambulances pass us going opposite directions. At an intersection, A police officer waves cars away from a block where residents stand outside an apartment house, pointing up at windows. Lenore lowers the phone. They hung up. Call again, Gloria says. I did. Busy. Buster rests his chin on the duffel, eyes open. I fit the cheap harness around his chest while the car turns and stops and turns again. It is too tight around the shoulders, so I loosen it. The plastic buckle feels weak. I keep the collar leash attached too. 2 points of failure are better than 1 if neither is good. The power bank from the dollar store has half a charge. I plug my phone in. Nothing happens at first. Then the dead battery symbol appears. I wait. Waiting for a phone to wake while the city changes around you is its own lesson in helplessness. Gloria glances at me in the mirror. Where on West Alder? Page's duplex near Weller Park. Lenore turns. Weller Park has a community center. Yeah, they may use it for shelter. Then it may be crowded. Crowded is not always bad. Tonight it might be. Gloria nods once. No big shelters until we know more. That sounds cold. It is also correct. A room full of frightened people, unknown sick cases, locked doors, and one bad hallway can become Fairview Court again. I can challenge that thought later, when later is guaranteed. For now, Buster has earned the right to distrust crowded doors. My phone turns on at 1%, still plugged in. Messages flood in with old times and no order. Corinne, workgroup, building tenant thread, emergency alert, unknown number, Corinne again. I open her messages. Where are you? Russ answer. Page says, you can come but do not come through Weller Park. Police there. If you are driving, use Hawthorne to Alder. Avoid Mercer. Avoid 6th. Please answer. I type with the phone cable bending awkwardly from the power bank. In car with Gloria from building and another woman. Have Buster. Going Hawthorne. Building was compromised. Phone low. This time it sends. Her reply comes before the screen dims. Thank God. Paige has garage open. Come through alley. Do not knock front. She has her father's old crutches for door bar. She is scared but okay. I read it aloud. Gloria says, garage. Good. Lenore says, can she take one more? I hesitate half a second too long. Lenore sees it and turns back to the windshield. I can go to my apartment. No, I say. I was thinking. That is all. I will ask. I send. One more with us. Safe? Her name Lenore. The reply takes longer. During that time, we pass a row of townhouses, where a man is dragging a bookcase against his front door, while his wife hands him screws. A teenage girl tapes, cardboard over a window with packing tape. A neighbor across the street films from the porch. None of them know whether to prepare for one night or the rest of their lives. Corinne answers. Paige says garage first. Then decide. No one symptomatic. That is fair. More than fair. We reach Hawthorne Avenue and find it moving. Not clear, but moving. Gloria keeps to the right lane. Buster suddenly stands and stares through the rear window. A city bus turns behind us from Bryant. Its front sign still says Route 19. Its doors are closed. Inside, passengers crowd away from the rear section. At the back window, a person slams against the glass. The bus keeps rolling for half a block, then swerves into the curb. Brake lights flare. People inside surge toward the front door. Gloria accelerates without being told. Lenore grips the dashboard. They are going to open the door. Nobody answers. The bus falls behind us, hidden by cars. At the next light, a man runs between lanes carrying a little girl. He pounds on a pickup truck window. The driver shakes his head and keeps the doors locked. The man moves to the next car. The light turns green. Cars honk. No one knows whether stopping helps or spreads trouble. Gloria keeps rolling slow enough not to hit him and fast enough not to become his plan. I hate that choice. I understand it too. Buster whines at the window and scratches once, not to get out, more in frustration. He sees movement everywhere now. He smells too much. His stable world has turned into a map of threats he cannot explain to humans fast enough. I put my hand on his back. I know. He does not look at me. We turn into the alley behind West Alder, a little before full dark. The sky over downtown still glows with ordinary city light, but helicopters cross it now, and sirens thread through every pause. The alley is lined with garages. trash bins, and short fences. Paige's duplex is the third from the corner, according to Corinne's message. The garage door is open halfway. A battery lantern sits inside on the concrete, making a low pool of white light. Gloria stops before the open garage. A woman inside raises a long-handled garden tool, then lowers it when she sees us through the windshield. She is in her 40s, wearing jeans, a sweatshirt, and one gardening glove. Corinne's cousin Paige. I met her twice at family gatherings back when I still belonged at those gatherings. Russell, she calls. Yeah, anyone sick? Anyone? No. Anyone bitten? No. Lenore says, no. Gloria says, not unless bad decisions count. Paige does not smile. Pull in. Garage only. We are not going straight into the house. That rule makes me trust her more. Gloria pulls into the garage. Paige hits the wall button, and the door grains downward. Buster watches it until it touches the concrete. Only then does he step out of the car. The garage is packed with normal suburban overflow. Paint cans, a lawnmower, stacked holiday bins, 2 bicycles, a folded treadmill, a freezer humming against the wall, and shelves of jars and cleaning supplies. A door leads into the kitchen. Paige has dragged a heavy workbench in front of it, leaving only a gap wide enough for a person to squeeze through if she moves it. A pair of wooden crutches are wedged under the handle from the garage side. Corinne said you were coming, Paige says. She is trying to get here from her office, but roads near the medical district are locked down. Where is she? Still there. The building security shut the lobby. She is with co-workers. She says it is safer than driving. The sentence hits me harder than I expect. Corinne safe but trapped. Me safe but displaced. Fairview Court, locked behind police lights. Buster standing between all of it with dollar store leashes on him and dust on his muzzle. Paige points to the concrete floor. Supplies there. Dog there. Nobody opens the kitchen door until we wash hands and check everyone. I am sorry, but I watched the alerts. You are right, I say. Gloria sits down on a storage bin. She looks smaller with the car off. I need to use a phone. Landline in the kitchen, Paige says. We can pass it through the gap after we clear this. Lenore raises her hand slightly. I have a phone. We can use speaker. We do checks because Paige insists. Sleeves up, pant legs, necks, hands. No bites. Scratches explained. Lenore's cheek scratch is thin and clean. Paige cleans it with antiseptic anyway. Not bleach, not panic. Only a small bottle from a first aid kit and a cotton pad. Lenore sits still through it, eyes fixed on the closed garage door. Buster receives the most complete inspection. He tolerates Paige, checking his paws and ears, because Lenore feeds him one treat at a time. No injury, no blood on his fur except dirt-colored smears that wipe away clean. He drinks another bowl of water, then eats from the dog food we took. He does not relax. He positions himself facing the garage door. That is where he stays. Inside the house, a television plays low. The news anchors speak in controlled voices, using words chosen by people who still hope wording can manage behavior. Public health event, violent episodes, unconfirmed reports. Avoid speculation, stay inside, keep distance, wait for official instruction. The crawl mentions emergency rooms on diversion, police response delays, and temporary closure of 3 bridges. It does not say zombie. It does not say dead. It does not say that one sick neighbor hidden in one apartment can turn a stairwell into a trap. Gloria calls her son from Lenore's phone. She tells him she is safe in a garage, with a man from her building, a dog, a groomer, and a woman she does not know. Then she tells him not to laugh because nothing is funny. He cries loud enough for us to hear through the speaker. Gloria tells him to lock his doors in Atlanta, fill containers with water while water still runs, charge everything, keep shoes on, and not drive unless he has a destination that is confirmed safe. She says those things with the authority of a woman who nearly opened the wrong door and survived by listening to a dog she had criticized 10 minutes earlier. Lenore calls the assisted living facility again. Busy, busy, busy. On the 4th try, someone answers and says the facility is locked down, residents are in rooms, staff is short, and no visitors are allowed. Lenore asks about her mother by name. The person says she cannot check right now. Lenore asks again. The line goes dead. She sits on the floor after that and sorts dog food cans by flavor, because doing anything with hands beats doing nothing. I call Corinne from Lenore's phone because my phone is charging slowly from the power bank. Corinne answers on the first ring. Russ? Yeah, I am at Paige's. A sound leaves her. Not crying, not relief exactly. More a held thing finally set down. Buster? Here, fed, acting smarter than all of us. He saved you. I look at him facing the garage door. He made me chase him. That counts. Are you safe? For now. Office is locked. There are 6 of us. Security says the lobby had a sick man try to get in, but police moved him away. We have water, vending machines, chargers. Stay there. I mean it. Do not try to drive here tonight. I know. That small agreement holds more history than I can deal with in Paige's garage. Corinne continues. News is saying, stay out of common areas. Elevators, stairwells, hallways. They think close quarters are making it worse. Fairview proved that. Did anyone get out? I do not know. I do not tell her about the rear door. Not yet. The words would use up something I need to keep for decisions. Paige says you can stay in the garage tonight, Corinne says. She has her daughter upstairs. She is scared about letting people in the main house. She is right. I told her you would understand. I do. There is a pause. I am sorry about your apartment. It is still standing. You know what I mean. I do. The garage door creaks in a light gust. Buster rises before the sound finishes. His head lowers. His growl returns. Russ? Corinne says. I have to go quiet. What is happening? Maybe nothing. Hold. I hand the phone to Paige and motion for silence. Everyone stops moving. The television continues inside the house until Paige slips through the gap by the workbench and mutes it. The sudden quiet makes the garage sound larger. The freezer hums. A pipe ticks. Outside, the alley carries distant sirens and one car horn that does not stop. Then footsteps scrape on the pavement beyond the garage door. One person. Slow. Close. Buster stands at the base of the door, not barking now. Growling low. Paige takes up the garden tool again. Gloria holds the flashlight from the dollar store in both hands, then realizes she is holding light, not a weapon, and keeps it anyway. Lenore grips the dog treat bag because it is in her hand, and there is no time to choose something better. The footsteps stop outside the garage. A hand touches the door. The metal flexes inward with a soft pop. No one breathes loudly. No one speaks. Buster's growl vibrates through his body but does not rise. The hand slides along the door. Fingernails or something harder scrape the paint. Then the person outside moves on, dragging one foot. The sound goes past Paige's garage, past the next one, toward the alley mouth. We wait long after it fades. Buster stays standing. Paige whispers, "It heard us drive in?" "Maybe," I say. Maybe it followed the car sound. Maybe it was wandering. Gloria lowers the flashlight. No more garage door unless we have to. Nobody argues. We reset the space with practical work. That is how the next hour passes. Not with speeches. Work. Paige brings a bucket from the kitchen and fills it from the sink while water pressure is still normal. She passes it into the garage. I fill every empty bottle we have. Gloria moves boxes against the garage door, but leaves a path to the side exit, because trapping ourselves would repeat the building's mistake. Lenore finds old towels and makes a place for Buster in the corner, but he refuses it and returns to the garage door. Paige passes out crackers, apples, and a jar of peanut butter. We eat standing up or sitting on storage bins. The power stays on. That does not comfort me the way it would have yesterday. Power means noise, light, television, garage doors, chargers, refrigerators. It also means people keep believing the night has a manager. When power goes later, if it goes, panic will change shape. For now, everyone is still waiting for official words to catch up with what dogs, stairwells, and locked doors already know. My phone reaches 12%. I read the Fairview Court tenant thread. At first, normal complaints. Anyone else here yelling? Ambulance outside. Who propped open stair door again? Then fear. Do not open to Lusk. He is not okay. Police in lobby. Stay in units. Someone is on third floor hall. 2C, are you out? Gloria, are you out? Back door locked. Who locked back door? Do not use laundry stairs. Then no order. Help, need door barricade. Officer down? Fire department where? My mom cannot move. Then a photo I do not open because I do not need images. Then messages stop for 9 minutes. Then one from Mrs. Parcell, in bathroom, door blocked, phone low. I hear them in hall. I stare at that one for too long. Gloria asks, who? Mrs. Parcell. 2A. She is old. Yes. Can anyone get her? I look at the garage door, then at Buster. Not us. Not tonight. The words come out plain. They still cost something. Gloria turns away from the phone and folds a towel that does not need folding. Paige fills more bottles from the kitchen sink while the pressure is still strong. Lenore tries the assisted living facility again and gets a busy signal. Hannah sits on the stairs inside the house, quiet now, watching the adults learn how little a locked door can promise. Buster stays at the garage door until the next sound passes in the alley. One set of footsteps, slow, dragging once, stopping, then moving on. He does not bark. He waits, listening through the metal, then walks back to me and presses his shoulder against my knee. That is enough of an answer. We stay here for the morning, I say. We charge everything. We fill water. We do not open doors unless we know what is on the other side. No hallways. No shelters. Not yet. Paige nods. Gloria nods. Lenore keeps dialing, but she nods too. What I have is a torn sleeve, a weak phone charge, a duffel full of dog food and cheap supplies. A few people who made it through the same night, and Buster lying between me and the garage door, with both leashes clipped to him. He is not magic. He is an old dog with better ears, a better nose, and fewer excuses. He knew the building was wrong before I did. He knew the back door was wrong before I touched the keys. I was angry because he broke the routine. The routine would have walked me straight inside. Daylight strengthens around the bottom edge of the garage door. Outside, someone calls a name down the alley, then stops. Buster opens one eye but does not stand. I sit beside him on the concrete and keep my hand on the leash. For now, that is home.